Hi everyone! For our next tutorial, like what I've said, we'll be focusing more on computer-aided design, particularly AutoCAD. But before we get our hands on So what is computer-aided design? Computer-aided design, or better known as CAD, is the use of computer software to assist in creation, manipulation, analysis, or optimization of a design. CAD is also used to generate virtual 2D or 3D models. 2D CAD designs are generally for technical engineering, architecture, while 3D models are typically either used for digital applications such as animation or for manufacturing, prototyping processes like 3D printing. There are several types of 3D CAD software applications available. CAD modeling is used in an enormous variety of industries. While mainly used for detailed engineering of 3D models or 2D drawings, there are also CAD programs designed specifically for the development of models used in animation and photorealistic rendering. The correct CAD software for you depends upon your application. For this tutorial, we will be using AutoCAD, but for 3D printing, popular softwares like Google SketchUp or SolidWorks can also be used. So we are now at the much awaited AutoCAD tutorial, but what I'm going to be sharing with you guys for today is only the basics of AutoCAD. I decided to have several sessions for this training, so it wouldn't be too much of a burden for the audiences who wish to learn how to create a 3D model using AutoCAD as your computer-aided design software. As you can see, I have the application right here. I am using AutoCAD 2013, and one of the important parts of this lesson is really learning about its interface before getting to the more advanced stage of this tutorial. I'm going to start by showing you the workspace of AutoCAD. And as you can see, this is the workspace of AutoCAD. And we have several toolbars from top to bottom. And within these toolbars are all the commands available that we can use to create our design. But before I introduce you to these commands, let me just first inform you that AutoCAD has 4 modes that you can select appropriately for the type of design you are making. First we have the drafting and annotation, typically used when you need to put dimensions comments to your design. As you can see, when I tried changing the mode, the arrangements of the icons and the commands changed. Next, we have the 3D basics. So when you try and select this particular mode, you'll be presented with all of the 3D commands automatically displayed on the toolbars. So you can easily access all of these commands for you to start designing your 3D model. And then next we have 3D modeling, which is a more advanced version of the 3D basics. It has all the needed commands for you to create a more complicated design, 3D model design. And finally, we have the AutoCAD Classic, which displays the old standard arrangements of commands and icons of this particular software. So there, this is how the old AutoCAD looks like. Since we are going to create a 3D model for our 3D printer, I need to change my AutoCAD mode back to 3D modeling. 3D modeling, well, you can either choose 3D basics or modeling, but I always prefer choosing the latter one because it has all the needed commands to create complicated 3D objects. And now that we're back to 3D modeling mode, this black space that you see is mainly our drawing space. All you need to do is select the command and start drawing. But before we get to that, let me just inform you of the rule for 3D modeling design. One major rule for 3D modeling is that your object should be solid and whole without leaving any space. Example, there are many ways of drawing a box and making a 3D model out of it. So first example I'm going to show you is I'm going to use a line. And by the way, you can either type in the command for this is the line command. But if you aren't sure where the line command is in the toolbar, you can always type in that command instead of looking for the icon on the toolbar. So once you type in the line or selecting on the icon for the line, all you need to do is go to any part of your drawing space and just click on it, left click on it, and then start drawing. As you can see, I have here a green guideline. That's a guideline that I'm drawing a straight line. Later, I'll be showing you how to set this polar, that command, the one that's guiding you, whether it's a straight line or it's a 90 degree. That command is called polar command. So later, when we go into the next stage, I'll be showing you how to set the following. So since we're trying to draw a square, let's try and set everything equally on all sides. So that's my first line, and then going down, as you can see, the polar is automatically showing once I'm on a straight line. So another 500, it's in millimeters, and then 500 again. And last but not least, as you can see, that green endpoint, that's very important. That's a very important command. It shows automatically as soon as you touch the endpoint of the line. And one reason why this is important is because the major rule of 3D printing or 3D modeling is that your object should be solid. It shouldn't have any space left in it. So we need to automatically show the endpoint, so it'll be much easier for you to create or close all the gaps needed to design 3D model. So I'm also going to show you that along with polar command later on when we go to the next stage. So just as soon as it detects the endpoint of the line, all you need to do is just left click on it, and then you're done. Hit on enter, and then you're done. You finally have your square where we can start making a 3D model of. But this particular, as you can see, if I select on the object, it would only select on one line. And the rule for 3D printer or 3D modeling rather is that all of the shapes should be joined together and should form a solid object. So we can start 3D modeling the following. So what do we need to do in order for all of this line to join together? All you need to do is just select all of the following and then type in join. So by the way, I'm more of a command-based person because I honestly can't memorize where all of these icons and commands are on the toolbar. So I'd rather memorize all of the commands and then just type it on the command toolbar rather than memorizing where everything is on the toolbar. So just type in join, and as soon as you have selected all of the objects that you want to join together, as you can see, four found. Those are the 4 lines. and then 4 objects converted into one polyline. If I select on this, it's now a solid object. Select on each side or one side, it selects the whole square. So meaning to say we already have a solid object. So that's line command for you. Now we go to the next, we have P line. As you can see, when we tried joining all of the lines together, it shows that when we tried joining all of the lines together, it says that all of the lines are joined into one P line. So that's what we call polyline. And it's actually more, if you're already trying to create a 3D model, it's actually more easier if you select P line right away. So how do you go? Let me check where P line is in this. This is line. This is P line, polyline, or you can just type in here P line. So this is how it differs from line. So let's try 500 and then 500 again and then 500 and then last but not least. Okay, as soon as I select on the objects or any object on any side, it selects as a whole. So meaning to say it's one whole solid object already. No need for us to join all of the lines together because because we use the P line command instead of the line command. So that's how it differs from line command. This is P line or polyline. Another way of drawing a square is using the polygon. This is it. So if you're trying to draw an octagon or hexagon, you can just easily choose this instead of drawing it line by line and then joining it with the join command. So just select polygon here. How many sides? 4. And 500. Inscribe inside the circle. There, you have your square. So that's how you create a solid object for your 3D model. Okay, so that's it for now. Let's do a recap. I've introduced you to computer-aided designs, what computer-aided designs are all about, the 3 popular computer-aided designs that are popular for 3D printers, like of course AutoCAD, or we have Google SketchUp and SolidWorks. I've shown you the interface of AutoCAD and have introduced you to the 4 modes of AutoCAD. What are those 4 modes again? Drafting and annotation, 3D basics, 3D modeling, and AutoCAD Classics. I've also introduced you to some of the commands that we can use in 3D modeling for AutoCAD. So for the next tutorial, we'll be focusing more on the commands and more on, we're going to start on the 3D modeling or designing a simple, basic 3D model or 3D object. So that's it for now, and please subscribe to my channel and